Have you ever felt like you're surrounded by people, yet still completely alone? Like no one truly sees or understands you? Maybe you've had friendships that started out amazing, only to fizzle out just as quickly. Or you keep ending up in social circles that drain your energy instead of uplifting you and fueling your growth. What if I told you this isn't random? That the people you attract, good, bad, or life changing, are all written in your birth chart, in your 11th house. Your 11th house isn't just about friendships, it's your soul tribe blueprint. It's the kind of people that you magnetize into your life. This social environment where you feel energized instead of drained. How your friendships shape your personal growth and success, and the deeper emotional and spiritual connections that you need to feel truly fulfilled. But just because you attract certain people doesn't mean that they're meant to stay. Some friendships are here to elevate you, while others hold you back in toxic cycles. If you've ever felt like your friendships are one sided or emotionally exhausting, you're out of place in your social circles, or you attract people who don't truly see you or value you, then your 11th house energy may be out of balance. But once you understand it, you can align with your true soul tribe. In this video, I'm breaking down what your 11th house sign reveals about the friends that you attract, the biggest challenges and red flags for you to watch out for in your friendships, and how to shift your energy to attract soul-aligned, supportive connections. So let's dive into your 11th house and unlock the friendships that are meant for you. Let's get started.
If Aries rules your 11th house, your friendships and social circles are fast paced, fiery, and full of energy. But they can also be competitive, short lived, or full of power struggles. The 11th house represents the people you attract, your role in groups, and your long term aspirations. And with Aries here, your friendships are anything but boring. You naturally attract bold, ambitious, and competitive friends. Your social circle is often filled with leaders, entrepreneurs, or action oriented people who don't wait for life to happen. They make things happen. You admire people who are confident, independent, and strong willed, but you may also clash with them. You thrive in friendships that push you to grow. Friendships for you aren't just about fun, they're about action, motivation, and movement. You tend to attract friends who challenge you, inspire you to take risk, or even bring out your competitive side. You have a natural tendency to be the leader or decision maker in your friend group. People admire your confidence, passion, and boldness, but some may find you too dominant or impatient. You may form quick, passionate friendships, but they burn out just as fast. One moment you're inseparable, the next you've moved on to something or someone new. Now, while having Aries in your 11th house gives you boldness, independence, and motivation, it can also create conflict, impatience, and ego battles in friendships. Because you naturally step into leadership roles, you may butt heads with other dominant personalities. Friendships may feel like a constant battle for control, where both of you may want to be the leader. So you may attract fiery, competitive, or even aggressive friends who challenge your authority. Now, Aries is all about action, not emotions. So you might struggle with friends who need deep emotional support. If a friend is too sensitive, indecisive, or emotionally needy, you may lose patience quickly. You prefer high energy, fast moving friendships, and you may unconsciously push away people who require more emotional nurturing. Now, Aries energy can be hot-tempered. So when friendships go wrong, they really go wrong. If you feel betrayed, disrespected, or controlled, you may cut people off with no warning. Arguments can escalate quickly, and sometimes friendships end over ego battles rather than real issues. Now, while you love having friends, you also value your independence more than anything. So you may struggle with group dynamics because you don't like being told what to do. So you may unconsciously push people away or keep friendships surface level to avoid feeling trapped in a group. Because you're so motivated and action oriented, you may attract friends who want to ride your energy without putting in their own effort. So be careful of friendships where you're always initiating plans, making things happen, or giving more than you get. Now, there are a few karmic lessons of having Aries in the 11th house. So, friendships aren't just casual connections for you. They are spiritual training grounds that teach you how to balance leadership, independence, and teamwork. For you, the first lesson is not every friendship has to be a competition. Friendships don't need a winner and a loser. Learning to support rather than compete will bring you more aligned connections. Instead of seeing strong-willed friends as rivals, start seeing them as equals who can help you grow. The second lesson is patience and emotional depth will strengthen your connections. Not all friendships move at your fast, intense pace. Some require patience and emotional investment. So if you always move on too quickly, you may miss out on truly meaningful friendships. The third lesson is to choose collaboration over control. Leadership is your gift, but true leaders know when to step back and let others take the lead too. If you always have to be in charge, you may miss out on the magic of equal, balanced friendships. And the fourth lesson is learn the difference between passion and aggression in friendships. Passion is great, but uncontrolled aggression or ego battles can destroy good connections. Be mindful of how you express frustration. Some friends may not be able to handle your fire. Now, if you've noticed that your friendships tend to burn out quickly or feel like constant battles, here are some red flags to watch for in your friendships. So the first is friends who always challenge you but never support you. Friendships that feel more like competition than connection. Friends who can't keep up with your energy, leading to frustration. Impulsive friendships that start fast but fizzle out just as quickly. As well as unnecessary ego battles, fights over control, or explosive endings. If friendships always feel exhausting, dramatic, or short-lived, it may be time to shift how you approach your connections. Now, some ways to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships. Having your 11th house in Aries is, first, find friends who match your energy, but in a healthy way. Look for people who are passionate, ambitious, and driven, but not aggressive or controlling. Seek friendships that challenge and inspire you without creating unnecessary conflict. Next is to balance leadership with collaboration. Instead of always taking charge, practice letting others lead sometimes. True friendships are about mutual respect, not one person dominating the other. Next is to slow down and let friendships develop naturally. If you rush into friendships too fast, you may find that they burn out before they can deepen. Give friendships time to grow, rather than assuming instant chemistry means lifelong loyalty. Next is to learn to express frustration without exploding. If a friend upsets you, pause before reacting. Not everything needs to turn into a battle. Practice assertive but calm communication instead of letting anger take over. And finally, create friendships that align with your future, not just your past. You may have outgrown competitive, high-drama friendships, so it's time to seek people who match your growth. Align with friends who support your goals, independence, and personal evolution. Your greatest strength in friendships is your passion, energy, and leadership. But your biggest challenge is learning how to balance power, patience, and emotional depth. Let go of friendships that feel like constant competition. Choose friends who challenge you in a way that feels inspiring, not exhausting. And embrace teamwork. Lead when necessary, but also learn how to collaborate. The right friendships won't feel like a battlefield. They'll feel like a team where everyone wins. If this resonated for you, definitely let me know in the comments, and be sure to like and share with those who also could benefit from this message, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, imagine what's possible when you fully step into your power with custom guidance just for you and your unique astrological placements. So be sure to check out my life transforming offerings linked below. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. If Taurus rules your 11th house, friendships and social circles are deeply tied to stability, loyalty, and comfort. The 11th house represents the people you attract, the groups you resonate with, and your long-term aspirations. With Taurus here, you seek grounded, reliable connections, but you may also find yourself stuck in stagnant, unfulfilling friendships out of comfort or habit. Unlike fast-moving, drama-filled friendships, Taurus energy draws in consistent, dependable connections that feel safe. You naturally connect with people who value tradition, routine, and longevity in friendships. Your best friends tend to be lifelong ones, even if you don't talk every day. You don't rush into friendships. Trust has to be built over time. Many of your strongest friendships start slowly and deepen gradually. Once you let someone in, you are deeply loyal, sometimes to a fault. You love low-maintenance friendships where things feel easy and stress-free. Shared routines, favorite spots, or long-standing traditions matter to you. You like friendships that feel familiar and secure. You may connect over shared material interests, such as food, money, business, or luxury experiences. You don't need a huge friend group. You prefer quality over quantity. You may have a core group of friends that you've known for years, rather than constantly making new ones. Now, while Taurus energy provides loyalty and security, it can also create stagnation, resistance to change, and attachment to toxic friendships. So because Taurus resists change, you may hold on to friendships that have expired just because they feel familiar. Even if a friendship isn't fulfilling anymore, you may struggle to let go or move on. You might stick with people who drain you just because you've been friends for years. Now, you are selective with friendships, which is good, but it may make it hard to expand your social circle. So you might resist new connections or hesitate to put yourself out there. If you've outgrown certain friendships, you may feel isolated, but still resist meeting new people. Now, Taurus craves security, so you may feel territorial or possessive over your close friends. If a longtime friend starts making new connections, you may feel replaced or abandoned. You may unconsciously test people's loyalty to see if they're truly committed to the friendship. Sometimes friendships may revolve more around shared pleasures, such as money, dining, shopping, vacations, or business connections, rather than emotional depth. So you may attract people who are financially well off or status oriented, but may lack true emotional connection. If friendships become too routine, they can lose their spark and depth, feeling stagnant and predictable. And you may avoid joining new groups, trying new things, or stepping outside of your comfort zone. Even if you feel unfulfilled in your social life, you may resist making a change because it's easier to stay where you are. Now, there's a few karmic lessons that are tied to Taurus in the 11th house. Your friendships aren't random. They're here to teach you how to balance stability with growth, loyalty with discernment, and comfort with transformation. The first lesson is loyalty should be earned, not given blindly. It's beautiful to be a loyal friend, but not everyone deserves unlimited access to your energy. Some friendships have an expiration date, and letting go doesn't mean you're disloyal. It means you're growing. The second lesson is don't let comfort keep you stuck. Just because a friendship feels safe doesn't mean it's healthy. If you're in a stagnant or unfulfilling social circle, be willing to branch out and meet new people. The third lesson is true security comes from within, not external stability. If you struggle with possessiveness in friendships, ask yourself, am I seeking security through this person? Learn to create inner stability so that you don't rely on others to make you feel safe. And the fourth lesson is expand your social circle without fear. It's okay to keep your long-term friends and welcome new ones. You won't lose your real friends by growing and evolving. They will grow with you. Now, if your friendships feel draining, stagnant, or overly possessive, there's a few red flags to watch out for, such as holding on to friendships that no longer bring joy or growth, feeling jealous or left out when a friend makes new connections, resisting change or new social experiences out of fear, only maintaining friendships based on material comfort or routine, as well as struggling to open up to new friendships even when you feel lonely. If any of these patterns sound familiar, it's time to shake things up and realign your social energy. Now, the first step in order to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Taurus, is to first surround yourself with people who value both stability and growth. Look for friends who are consistent, but also evolving, those who provide both security and inspiration. Avoid staying stuck in the past just because it feels safe. Next is to let go of friendships that feel like obligations. If you're holding on to friendships just because of history, ask yourself, does this connection still bring me joy? You deserve friendships that feel nourishing, not like an obligation. Next is to open yourself up to new social experiences. Try new group settings, networking events, or activities that push you out of your comfort zone. Taurus energy loves stability, but sometimes growth comes from new environments. And lastly, shift from possessiveness to deep trust. If you struggle with jealousy or fear of losing friends, remind yourself, true friends will always have space for me, no matter who else they connect with. Friendships are not ownership. Allow people to come and go naturally. Write down exactly what kind of friendships you desire, such as deep, stable, and emotionally fulfilling. Let go of toxic friendships with this simple affirmation: I release stagnant connections and I attract friendships that inspire and uplift me. Take action. Join spaces where your ideal friends gather. Your greatest strength in friendships is your loyalty, consistency, and ability to create lifelong bonds. But your biggest challenge is learning how to let go of what no longer serves you and embrace new social opportunities. Choose friendships that feel both secure and expansive. Let go of friendships that are based only on routine or obligation. And open yourself up to new people, places, and social experiences. The right friendships will feel like home, but they will also help you grow beyond where you've been. If this resonated, drop a comment and let me know. And of course, be sure to like, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more. And if this really hit home, imagine what it would feel like to have real clarity on your patterns, your purpose, and your next steps. That's exactly what custom astrology guidance can do. Check out my offerings below. I'd love to help you tap into your power. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you for watching. If Gemini rules your 11th house, your friendships and social life are fast-paced, dynamic, and mentally stimulating. The 11th house represents the people you attract, the groups you resonate with, and your long-term aspirations. With Gemini here, you thrive in friendships that keep you mentally engaged, but you may also struggle with superficial connections, inconsistency, and friendships that lack true depth. Your social circles tend to be filled with intelligent, fast-thinking, and outgoing people who love exchanging ideas. You naturally connect with writers, communicators, entrepreneurs, or socialites who keep life exciting. You may have a wide variety of friends from different backgrounds. You love learning from people with diverse perspectives. For you, friendship is all about conversation, learning, and sharing ideas. You love discussing different topics, debating, and exploring new perspectives. A friendship without intellectual stimulation may feel boring or unfulfilling. Gemini energy is fluid and ever-changing, so you may have different social circles for different interests rather than one core group. You connect easily, but friendships may come and go quickly. People move in and out of your life like the wind. You're the type of friend who introduces people, starts conversations, and keeps the group engaged. If there is an event, party, or gathering, you're often the one making it happen. Now, while Gemini energy makes you charming, adaptable, and socially magnetic, it can also create superficial friendships, inconsistency, and scattered social energy. So you may have many acquaintances, but few deep friendships. Some friendships may feel light and fun, but lack true emotional connection. If you avoid emotional depth, friendships can start to feel hollow or replaceable. You may struggle with keeping long-term friendships because you're always on the move. Friendships may fade without warning, especially if the intellectual spark dies. You may jump from one social circle to the next, never fully committing to one group. Because you love meeting new people, you may spread yourself too thin. You may say yes to too many invitations and end up feeling drained or disconnected. Some friends may feel like they never get your full attention because you're always juggling multiple social circles. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, so you love to talk. If energy is imbalanced, you may overshare, spread gossip, or unintentionally expose secrets. Be mindful of who you trust and how you communicate in friendships. You might keep your friendships light and avoid deep emotional intimacy. If a friendship gets too serious or emotionally intense, you may unconsciously pull away or distract yourself with other connections. Now, there are a few karmic lessons that come from having Gemini in your 11th house. Your friendships aren't just social connections. They're meant to teach you how to balance curiosity with commitment, conversation with depth, and social energy with authenticity. The first lesson is depth is just as important as variety. Having many friends is great, but do you have friends you can truly be vulnerable with? True soul connections require emotional investment, not just shared ideas. The next lesson is not every friendship needs to be fun. You may gravitate toward fun, exciting friendships, but true friendship also includes deep emotional support. Being able to sit in silence, process emotions, and hold space for friends is just as valuable as keeping things light. The third lesson is your presence matters more than your words. Your natural gift is communication, but friendships require more than just good conversation. Being physically and emotionally present strengthens friendships more than just talking about them. And the fourth lesson is be mindful of gossip and social energy. Not everyone is meant to know everything about your life or the lives of others. Protect your energy by being intentional about what you share and with whom. Now, if your friendships feel unstable, shallow, or exhausting, there are a few red flags to watch out for. First are friends who only come around for fun but disappear when things get real. Constantly losing touch with friends because you get distracted by new connections. Feeling like you're everywhere socially but not truly close to anyone. Gossiping, oversharing, or struggling to keep secrets, as well as jumping from one social circle to another without strong emotional ties. If these patterns keep repeating, it's time to refocus your social energy and attract deeper, more fulfilling connections. Now, the first step to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Gemini, is first to prioritize quality over quantity. Instead of focusing on how many friends you have, focus on who truly adds value to your life. Having a few deep, meaningful friendships is better than constantly rotating through acquaintances. Next is to slow down and nurture long-term connections. Don't let friendships fade too easily. If someone truly matters, put in the effort to maintain the bond. Try checking in, planning deeper conversations, and staying present with people that you care about. Next is to balance fun with emotional depth. It's okay to love exciting, engaging conversations, but make room for heartfelt, deep connections too. Friendships that challenge you emotionally can be just as rewarding as friendships that stimulate your mind. And avoid gossip and be intentional with communication. If a friend trusts you with their emotions, hold space for them. Be mindful who you confide in and avoid friendships based on talking about others rather than connecting directly. Write down exactly what kind of friendships that you desire, which are stimulating, but also deep and lasting. Let go of fleeting, surface level connections with this simple affirmation: I release shallow friendships and attract deep, meaningful connections that inspire and uplift me. Take action. Be intentional about deepening the friendships you already have. Your greatest strength in friendships is your curiosity, adaptability, and ability to connect with anyone. But your biggest challenge is learning how to slow down, deepen connections, and nurture long-term bonds. Choose friendships that feel both exciting and emotionally fulfilling. Be mindful of fleeting connections. Invest in the ones that truly matter. And balance variety with depth. Both are important. The right friendships won't just stimulate your mind, they'll touch your soul. If this spoke to you, drop a comment and let me know. And of course, be sure to like, share this with someone who needs it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if this really hit, just imagine how much deeper we can go when we look at your full chart, the kind of clarity that changes everything. So check out my offerings below. I'd love to help you shift into your next level. Thanks so much for watching. If Cancer rules your 11th house, friendships and social connections are deeply tied to emotional security, loyalty, and a sense of family. The 11th house governs your friend groups, networks, and the people you attract. And with Cancer here, friendships aren't just social, they're deeply personal, intimate, and emotionally significant. You naturally gravitate toward people who feel like home, friends who are caring, intuitive, and emotionally present. Many of your friendships take on a family-like dynamic where you become emotionally bonded over time. You may be drawn to empathetic, protective, or motherly figures in friendships, or you may take on that role yourself. You don't do shallow, casual friendships. You need real emotional depth and security. Trust and emotional closeness develop slowly, but once you bond with someone, you're in it for life. Your friendships are often just as important, if not more, than your actual family. You may feel like your friends are your true home, especially if your upbringing was unstable. You naturally take on the caretaker role, always making sure everyone feels safe and supported. Your friends turn to you for emotional support, advice, and comfort, but this can also be draining for you. Now, Cancer energy works in a cycle, meaning you go through periods of being highly social, followed by moments of isolation. If a friendship hurts you deeply, you may retreat emotionally, building walls to protect yourself. While Cancer energy makes you loyal, intuitive, and emotionally deep, it can also create friendship wounds, emotional dependence, and betrayal trauma. Because you're naturally nurturing and protective, you may attract friends who take but don't give. You might often end up being the therapist in friendships, carrying other people's emotional baggage. Some friends may lean on you heavily, but disappear when you need support. Friendships mean everything to you, so when one ends badly, it cuts deep. So you may have experienced intense betrayals, backstabbing, or sudden abandonment in your friendships. When hurt, you may shut down emotionally or hold on to resentment for years. Once you emotionally bond with someone, it's hard for you to let go, even if the friendship turns toxic. You may unconsciously cling to people who make you feel safe, even if they aren't good for you. Fear of losing close friends may cause you to overextend yourself or tolerate bad behavior. Your friendship patterns often reflect your childhood experiences. So if you had an emotionally unavailable parent, you may attract friends who abandon or reject you. If you grew up taking care of others emotionally, you may continue that pattern in your friendships. Now, after experiencing hurt or betrayal, you may build emotional walls to avoid future pain. So you may withdraw from social situations, choosing isolation over the risk of being hurt again. This can create a cycle where you crave connection but struggle to trust people fully. Now, there are a few karmic lessons of having Cancer in your 11th house. Friendships for you aren't just social interactions. They are karmic lessons in emotional security, trust, and healing. The first lesson is true friendships are reciprocal, not one-sided. You can't always be the giver. Healthy friendships are about equal energy exchange. Start recognizing who supports you back and who just drains you. The second lesson is to let go of friendships that hurt you. Just because someone was once close to you doesn't mean they deserve a permanent place in your life. If a friendship has become toxic, manipulative, or emotionally exhausting, it's time to move on. The third lesson is emotional closeness doesn't require emotional dependency. Love and security don't come at the cost of losing yourself. If a friendship feels suffocating, draining, or codependent, set boundaries. And the fourth lesson is to learn to trust yourself again after betrayal. Not everyone is out to hurt you. Holding on to old wounds blocks you from receiving new supportive friendships. Instead of assuming new friends will betray you, start trusting your intuition to guide you towards safe connections. If you've been hurt, drained, or abandoned in friendships, there's a few red flags to watch out for in your friendships. The first is friends who always rely on you but disappear when you need them. Feeling emotionally responsible for your friend's happiness. Toxic friends who guilt trip, manipulate, or emotionally blackmail you. Friends who bring chaos, drama, or betrayal into your life. And feeling like you have to mother your friends instead of just being their friend. If these types of patterns keep repeating, it's time to reevaluate your social circle and attract healthier connections. Now, the first step to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Cancer, is first to choose friends who give as much as they take. Look for people who offer emotional support, not just take it from you. True friends won't just call when they need something. They'll be there for you as well. Next is to let go of the fear of abandonment. Some friendships end because they've served their purpose, and that's okay. Letting go of one bad friendship means opening space for new, healthier connections. Next is to set emotional boundaries without guilt. You don't have to be available 24/7 just because you care. Saying no to draining friendships is an act of self-care. And learn to trust new friendships again. If you've been hurt, don't shut yourself off forever. Your true soul tribe is still out there. Trust your intuition to guide you towards safe, loving, and supportive connections. Write down exactly what kind of friendships that you desire. Those that are nurturing, but also balanced and drama-free. Let go of toxic friendships with this simple affirmation. I release friendships that drain me, and I attract friendships that feel like home in the best way possible. Take action. Seek out supportive, emotionally mature communities. Your greatest strength in friendships is your deep loyalty, emotional intuition, and ability to create bonds that feel like family. But your biggest challenge is learning how to set boundaries, let go of toxic attachments, and trust again after betrayal. Choose friendships that feel both safe and empowering. Let go of friendships that make you feel emotionally responsible for others. And find people who nurture you, not just people who need nurturing. The right friendships won't feel like emotional labor. They'll feel like home. If this resonated, definitely let me know in the comments. And of course, be sure to like, share this with someone who could use this message, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, just wait until you see what happens when you get personalized advice on your specific chart. That's when everything really starts to click. So be sure to check out my offerings below. I love to guide you. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. If Leo rules your 11th house, friendships, social connections, and group dynamics are tied to attention, admiration, and personal recognition. The 11th house represents your friend groups, social networks, and the people you attract. And with Leo here, you have a natural presence that makes you stand out in any social setting. You naturally gravitate toward leaders, creatives, and people who command attention. Your social circles often include popular, powerful, or high-status individuals. You may feel drawn to entertainers, entrepreneurs, or people who inspire admiration. You love friendships that feel grand, celebratory, and larger than life. You enjoy going out, socializing, and being in environments where you can shine. You may have big, energetic friend groups that love attention as much as you do. Whether you intend to or not, you often become the center of attention in your social circles. People look to you for guidance, inspiration, or leadership. Even if you try to stay in the background, your presence is naturally magnetic. You care deeply about how you're perceived within your friend groups. You may feel a strong sense of responsibility for your social circle and take friendship loyalty seriously. With Leo energy in the 11th house, friendships can feel like a movie, full of highs, lows, and unexpected twists. You may experience big friendship breakups, intense reconnections, or major loyalty tests. When things are good, they are amazing, but when they're bad, they can be explosive. Now, while Leo energy makes you magnetic, confident, and socially powerful, it can also create friendship drama, ego clashes, and issues with authenticity. You may find yourself surrounded by people who love the spotlight as much as you do. Some friendships may feel like a constant battle for dominance. Who's the most admired, the most successful, or the most popular? You might attract people who love being seen with you, but don't truly support you. You take friendship loyalty very seriously, but not everyone shares that value. So you may have experienced friends who betrayed you, talked behind your back, or used your connection for status. Some friends may only be around when it benefits them, but disappear when you need support. You naturally shine, but some friends may resent your success, confidence, or leadership. So you may find yourself always giving energy, attention, and support, but not receiving the same in return. Certain people may try to dim your light, downplay your achievements, or make you feel guilty for standing out. Now, because Leo energy thrives on recognition, you may feel hurt if you're not acknowledged or appreciated in your friend groups. If you feel overlooked, ignored, or excluded, it can trigger deep feelings of rejection. You may struggle with separating your self-worth from how much attention you receive. Your social life is never boring, but it can also be exhausting when conflicts arise. You may attract jealous or competitive friends who create tension within your circle. When friendships end, they may end dramatically, big fights, public fallouts, or sudden betrayals. Now, there are a few karmic lessons that come with having Leo in your 11th house. Your friendships aren't just about socializing. They are here to teach you how to balance confidence with humility, leadership with collaboration, and admiration with authenticity. The first lesson is not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. Some friends want to be seen with you, but don't truly value or support you. Pay attention to who claps when you succeed and who secretly resents you. The next lesson is true friends love you for who you are, not just what you bring. Friendships shouldn't be based on status, success, or image. They should be about genuine connection. Surround yourself with people who love the real you, not just the version they can show off. The third lesson is leadership doesn't mean carrying everyone. You may feel responsible for your social group, but you don't have to fix, lead, or guide everyone. Allow yourself to have mutual friendships where the energy is balanced. And the fourth lesson is validation comes from within, not from applause. You don't need constant admiration to be worthy. The best friendships will love and support you even when you're not in the spotlight. Now, if your friendships feel draining, competitive, or transactional, there's a few red flags to watch out for. First are friends who use you for status, connections, or popularity. People who secretly compete with you but pretend to support you. Friendships that feel fun and exciting but lack real depth. Feeling like you have to perform or be entertaining to keep friendships alive. Or constant drama, loyalty test, or feeling like you always have to prove your worth. If these types of patterns keep repeating, it's time to step back and attract friendships that are built on mutual respect, not image. Now, to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships with having your 11th house in Leo, the first step is to choose friends who celebrate you, not just admire you. True friendships aren't based on admiration alone. They're based on support, trust, and authenticity. Surround yourself with people who want to see you succeed, not secretly compete with you. Next is, don't entertain drama just because it's exciting. You may be drawn to dynamic, entertaining friendships, but ask yourself, is this really healthy? Choose friends who bring stability and peace, not just excitement and chaos. Next is to let go of friendships that feel like a performance. If you feel like you always have to be on to maintain a friendship, it's not real. The best friendships allow you to be yourself, flaws, quiet moments, and all. And separate your self-worth from social status. If a friendship doesn't work out, it doesn't mean that you're unworthy. Learn to validate yourself rather than seeking approval from your social group. Write down exactly what kind of friendships that you desire, which are loyal, uplifting, and drama-free. Let go of fake friendships with this simple affirmation. I release connections based on ego, and I attract friendships based on truth and love. Take action. Seek out genuine, inspiring people who value you for who you are. Your greatest strength in friendships is your warmth, confidence, and ability to bring people together. But your biggest challenge is learning how to separate real friendships from transactional ones. Surround yourself with friends who empower, not compete with you. Let go of people who only love you for what you can offer. And choose friendships that feel like home, not like a stage performance. The right friendships don't need an audience. They'll just need you. If this resonates with you, definitely drop a comment below. And be sure to share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, imagine having a roadmap that actually makes sense for you. Your birth chart holds all the insight. You just need someone to break it down. So be sure to check out my offerings below. I'd love to help you tap into it. Thanks so much for watching. If Virgo rules your 11th house, friendships and social dynamics revolve around service, reliability, and practicality. The 11th house represents your friend groups, networks, and the people you attract. And with Virgo here, you are the problem solver, the supporter, and the person everyone comes to for advice or help. Your social circle is often made up of practical, analytical, and grounded people. You are drawn to friends who are organized, ambitious, and who have their life together. You may attract people who are intellectual, health conscious, or focused on personal development. You don't do casual, flaky friendships. You prefer relationships that feel meaningful and useful. You enjoy problem solving and helping your friends with their personal challenges. You appreciate friendships that involve shared projects, mutual growth, or learning experiences. People naturally come to you when they need advice, support, or practical solutions. You are dependable, reliable, and always willing to help. But this can also lead to imbalance. You might feel like you're always taking care of others, but not receiving the same level of support. You don't trust easily. It takes time for you to open up and let people into your life. You prefer a few close, high-quality friendships over a large, chaotic friend group. Once you let someone in, you are loyal, committed, and always there for them. You may connect with friends through work, education, or shared interests in health and personal development. Friendships that challenge you to become better, more disciplined, or more knowledgeable are deeply fulfilling for you. Now, while Virgo energy makes you reliable, wise, and a great friend, it can also create friendship imbalances, overthinking, and struggles with perfectionism. Because you're naturally helpful and detail-oriented, you may attract friends who need constant fixing. You might feel like you're always rescuing or helping friends who can't get their lives together. Some friendships may feel more like a job than a mutual equal relationship. Virgo energy is highly analytical, which can make you overly judgmental of your friends. If a friend makes poor decisions or lives in chaos, you may feel the urge to correct them, which may not be appreciated. You may set impossibly high standards for friendships, making it hard to truly connect with people. You may avoid putting yourself out there socially because you fear being judged or not measuring up. If you feel like you don't bring enough value to a friendship, you may withdraw instead of allowing people to see your imperfections. You might feel like you have to be perfect to be worthy of deep friendships. Because you're always the helper, your friendships may feel one-sided. You might feel like you give advice, support, and effort, but when you need something, no one is there for you. You may struggle with asking for help because you're used to being the strong, capable one. You may replay conversations in your head, wondering if you said the wrong thing or upset someone. You might struggle with social anxiety, fearing that you're not interesting enough, smart enough, or likable enough. This can lead to self-isolation or avoiding social situations altogether. Now, there are some karmic lessons that come with having Virgo in your 11th house. Your friendships aren't just connections. They are lessons in balance, self-worth, and learning to receive as much as you give. The first lesson is you're not responsible for fixing everyone. Some friendships are meant to be mutual, not teacher-student relationships. It's not your job to heal, fix, or constantly guide your friends. Real friendships involve equal give and take. The next lesson is perfection is not a requirement for worthy friendships. You don't have to be perfect to deserve love, connection, and deep friendships. True friends will accept your flaws and imperfections just like you accept theirs. The third lesson is learn to ask for help and support. You don't always have to be the strong, capable one. Let people show up for you too. Friendships should feel mutual, not one-sided. And the fourth lesson is stop overanalyzing and trust your intuition. Not every friendship needs to be dissected or overthought. Some things are meant to be felt, not analyzed. Trust your gut when it comes to who deserves your time and energy. Now, if your friendships feel one-sided, draining, or full of overthinking, here are some red flags for you to watch out for. Friends who always need your help but never offer the same support. Feeling exhausted from constantly fixing other people's problems. Being overly critical of friends and expecting perfection. Avoiding socializing due to fear of saying or doing the wrong thing. As well as feeling like you must earn friendship by being useful. If these patterns keep repeating, it's time to refocus your energy on attracting balanced, healthy friendships. Now, to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Virgo, the first step is to choose friends who are just as giving as you are. Seek out people who also put effort into friendships. Notice who checks in on you, offers help, and reciprocates your energy. Next is to stop trying to fix people and let friendships be equal. You don't have to be the problem solver all the time. Sometimes just being present is enough. Friendships should feel relaxed and joyful, not like a job. Next is to allow yourself to be vulnerable and imperfect. You don't need to be perfect to be loved and accepted. Let friends see the real you, not just the helpful version of you. And let go of overthinking and just enjoy the moment. If you overanalyze every interaction, you might miss out on deep, meaningful connections. Allow yourself to be spontaneous and go with the flow. Write down exactly what kind of friendships you desire such as mutual, uplifting, and balanced. Let go of toxic friendships with this simple affirmation. I release friendships that drain me, and I attract friendships that support and nourish me equally. Take action. Start investing in connections that feel reciprocal and fulfilling. Your greatest strength in friendships is your loyalty, wisdom, and ability to support others. But your biggest challenge is learning how to receive as much as you give. Let go of friendships that feel like work. Choose connections that are mutual, not one-sided. And allow yourself to be imperfect and loved for who you are. If this landed for you, be sure to let me know in the comments. And of course, be sure to like, share with someone who will also benefit from this, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if this really spoke to you, imagine having clarity on exactly why you've been stuck and what to do next. That's what personalized astrology guidance can give you. So be sure to check out my offerings below. I'd love to help you step into your power. Thanks so much for watching. If Libra rules your 11th house, friendships and social dynamics revolve around harmony, balance, and connection. The 11th house governs your friend groups, networks, and social aspirations. And with Libra here, you're a natural peacemaker, mediator, and social chameleon. Your social circle often includes artistic, cultured, and socially graceful people. You may be drawn to friends who are well-dressed, stylish, or have a strong sense of aesthetic beauty. Many of your friends are diplomatic, intelligent, and have strong social awareness. You value friendships that feel balanced, cooperative, and harmonious. And you may avoid conflict at all costs. You enjoy friendships that include art, music, fashion, or intellectual conversations. Your ideal friend is someone who matches your grace, charm, and appreciation for beauty. You have a natural ability to bring people together and create harmony in social settings. You're often the one mediating conflicts, smoothing over arguments, and making sure everyone gets along. People come to you for advice on relationships, style, and social etiquette. You don't just want friends. You want deep, balanced relationships where both people equally invest in the connection. You are drawn to one-on-one friendships where you can create a sense of partnership and mutual respect. If a friendship feels too one-sided, you eventually pull away. Libra energy makes you versatile and adaptable in different environments. You can blend in with many different types of people, but sometimes this can make you feel like you don't fully belong anywhere. Now, while Libra energy makes you socially gifted, graceful, and fair, it can also create people-pleasing tendencies, unbalanced friendships, and struggles with self-worth. You may feel compelled to keep the peace, even at your own expense. You might overextend yourself to please others, agreeing to plans or favors that you don't actually want. You may avoid expressing your true needs or desires in friendships, fearing it will cause conflict. Because you are naturally giving and diplomatic, some people may use your kindness for their own benefit. You might have friends who only reach out when they need something, but who disappear when you need support. If you struggle to set boundaries, you may end up in one-sided friendships where you give more than you receive. With Libra ruling this house, appearances can sometimes take priority over depth. You might be drawn to socially attractive or popular friends, only to later realize that the friendship lacks any emotional depth. Some friendships may feel performative, where the bond looks great from the outside but doesn't truly fulfill you. You may suppress your true feelings or opinions in friendships to avoid confrontation. Even if a friend treats you unfairly, you may struggle to stand up for yourself. You might ghost people instead of addressing issues directly because confrontation makes you uncomfortable. You may compare yourself to your friends, wondering if you're as attractive, successful, or socially accepted as they are. If you feel like you don't fit in perfectly, you may withdraw or try to adjust yourself to please others. You may unconsciously tie your self-worth to how loved, admired, or included you feel in your social circles. Now, there are a few karmic lessons that come from having Libra in your 11th house. Your friendships aren't just social interactions. They are spiritual lessons in self-worth, boundaries, and choosing friendships that truly nourish you. The first lesson is not all friendships are meant to be equal. You may crave balanced, fair friendships, but sometimes people won't meet you halfway, and that's okay. Instead of chasing fairness where it doesn't exist, choose friendships that feel naturally reciprocal. Next is learning that saying no won't make people stop loving you. You don't have to agree with everything or always be available to be loved. True friends will respect your boundaries and still value your presence. The third lesson is superficial friendships aren't enough. You need emotional depth. It's okay to enjoy beauty, aesthetics, and social connections, but true fulfillment comes from deeper bonds. So ask yourself, am I in this friendship because of genuine connection or because it looks good? And the fourth lesson is your social worth isn't measured by others' approval. You don't need validation from your social circle to be valuable. You are already worthy, lovable, and enough, whether you're in the spotlight or not. Now, if your friendships feel draining, unbalanced, or inauthentic, here are a few red flags to watch out for. Friends who take more than they give, leaving you emotionally exhausted. Feeling like you always have to be pleasant and agreeable to be accepted. Friendships based on status, appearance, or social advantage rather than real connection. Avoiding conflict and suppressing your needs to keep the peace. As well as feeling like your worth depends on how much others like you. If these patterns keep repeating, it's time to refocus your social energy on attracting balanced, authentic friendships. Now, to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Libra, the first step is to choose friends who respect your boundaries. Notice who respects your no without guilt tripping or making you feel bad. Healthy friendships don't demand constant availability or sacrifice. Next is to prioritize depth over social status. So ask yourself, am I connecting with this person for their energy or because they fit a certain image? True friendships feel nourishing and supportive, not just aesthetically pleasing. Next is to speak up when something feels unfair. If a friendship feels one-sided or draining, communicate that openly. You deserve to be heard, have needs, and receive as much as you give. And next is to release friendships that feel performative. If a friendship feels fake, surface level, or unfulfilling, let it go. Trust that real friendships will embrace your true self, not just your social self. Write down exactly what kind of friendships you desire, which are balanced, real, and emotionally fulfilling. Let go of transactional friendships with this simple affirmation. I release friendships that require me to shrink myself, and I attract friendships that allow me to be fully seen and loved. Take action. Surround yourself with people who appreciate you for you. Your greatest strength in friendships is your grace, charm, and ability to create harmony. But your biggest challenge is learning how to prioritize yourself without guilt. Let go of friendships that require constant pleasing. Choose connections that are balanced, not one-sided. Your worth isn't measured by how much others approve of you. The right friendships won't require you to dim your light. They'll let you shine exactly as you are. If this resonated, definitely let me know in the comments, and be sure to like, share with someone who can also benefit from this message, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, imagine what's possible when you fully step into your power by investing in your life journey with custom guidance just for you and your unique birth chart placements. Learn where you are right now and how to level up to your next highest frequency. Be sure to check out my offerings below. I'd love to help you tap in. And thanks so much for watching. If Scorpio rules your 11th house, friendships and social interactions are intense, transformative, and deeply emotional. The 11th house governs your friend groups, networks, and social aspirations. And with Scorpio here, you don't just attract friends, you form soul-level bonds that change you forever. Your social circle tends to include intense, ambitious, and emotionally complex individuals. Many of your friendships feel fated or karmic, as if they were meant to happen to teach you something. You may be drawn to friends who have a mysterious, rebellious, or transformative presence. You don't do casual friendships. You crave loyalty, depth, and absolute trust in your connections. Friendships can feel like soul contracts, where each person helps the other evolve. You may feel all or nothing about friends. Either you're completely bonded, or you cut them off entirely. You have a powerful ability to sense lies, hidden motives, and unspoken truths. Your intuition guides you toward people who carry deep emotional layers, even if they try to hide them. Many people feel exposed around you, as if you can see through them, which can make some uncomfortable. Once you trust someone, you are ride or die, willing to defend and protect them at all cost. However, if a friend betrays you or proves disloyal, you may cut them off permanently. Scorpio energy transforms everything it touches, so your friendships may end abruptly, change dramatically, or come back stronger after deep healing. You may experience fallouts, betrayals, and reconnections that teach you powerful karmic lessons. Now, while Scorpio energy gives you deep, transformative friendships, it can also create power struggles, possessiveness, or trust issues. Because you seek deep emotional connections, you may attract friends who are controlling, jealous, or emotionally demanding. Some friendships may feel like a battlefield, full of manipulation, power struggles, or hidden agendas. You may unconsciously be drawn to friends who challenge or test your loyalty, even in toxic ways. If someone betrays or disrespects you, There's no going back. You may have a habit of cutting people off completely, even if they weren't intentionally trying to hurt you. Holding on to grudges or resentment can make it hard for you to move forward. You crave deep emotional bonds, but sometimes this can turn into possessiveness or intense attachment. You may struggle with friends who become too close to others, feeling left out or betrayed. Learning to trust without controlling is a key lesson for you. If you've been deeply hurt in friendships, you may struggle to trust new people. You might keep your walls up, assuming people will eventually betray you. This can lead to cycles of isolation, mistrust, and emotional withdrawal. Many of your friendships feel like intense emotional roller coasters. You may be drawn to friends with strong personalities, but this can lead to conflicts over control. There may be unspoken competition, jealousy, or ego clashes in your social circles. Now, having Scorpio in your 11th house does come with some karmic lessons. Your friendships aren't just connections. They are deep karmic lessons in trust, surrender, and emotional transformation. The first lesson is trust doesn't have to be earned through pain. You may have learned that trust is something people must prove over time, but true friendships don't require constant loyalty tests or power struggles. They just flow. The second lesson is not everyone is out to betray you. If you assume every friendship will end in heartbreak, you'll unconsciously attract people who prove you right. Learning to trust again, even after betrayal, is part of your soul's path. The third lesson is control is an illusion. Let friendships breathe. Friendships thrive when there is mutual respect and emotional freedom. Holding on too tightly can suffocate relationships. Learning to trust without controlling is key. And the fourth lesson is let go of toxic friendships without seeking revenge. If a friendship ends in betrayal or pain, you don't have to destroy the other person to heal. Letting go with grace and acceptance will free you from emotional baggage. Now, if your friendships feel draining, toxic, or full of power struggles, look out for the following red flags. Friends who are possessive, jealous, or emotionally manipulative. Feeling like you constantly have to prove your loyalty. Friends who compete with you rather than support you. Unspoken tension, control issues, or emotional mind games. Fear of being betrayed, leading to keeping emotional walls up. If these types of patterns keep repeating, it's time to step back and invite in friendships based on trust and mutual respect. To begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Scorpio, the first step is to choose friends who are emotionally mature and secure. Look for people who don't rely on drama, manipulation, or power struggles. Notice who supports your emotional depth without exploiting it. Next is to release the fear of betrayal and let friendships flow. If you expect every friendship to end badly, you'll attract those experiences. Start trusting that not everyone is here to hurt you. Next is to balance intensity with emotional freedom. Friendships don't have to be all or nothing. Learn to enjoy connection without needing to own or control the other person. And let go of grudges and emotional baggage. Holding on to past betrayals only keeps you trapped in old wounds. Release old pain with this affirmation. I let go of past betrayals, and open my heart to true, trustworthy friendships. Write down exactly what kind of friendships you desire, such as deep but emotionally healthy. Let go of toxic friendships with this simple affirmation. I release friendships based on power struggles, and I attract friendships based on trust and mutual transformation. Take action. Seek out people who honor depth without toxicity. Your greatest strength in friendships is your deep emotional insight, loyalty, and transformative power. But your biggest challenge is learning how to trust, let go of control, and embrace friendships that feel safe and reciprocal. Surround yourself with emotionally secure, authentic friends. Release friendships that thrive on power games or hidden agendas. And let go of past betrayals so you can welcome true trust. The right friendships won't test your loyalty. They will honor it effortlessly. If this resonated for you, definitely let me know in the comments. And be sure to like, share with those who can also benefit from this message, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, imagine what's possible when you fully step into your power with custom guidance just for you and your unique astrological placements. So be sure to check out my amazing offerings linked below. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. If Sagittarius rules your 11th house, friendships and social interactions are centered around freedom, adventure, and shared wisdom. The 11th house governs your networks, your friend groups, and social aspirations. And with Sagittarius here, you seek expansive, exciting, and open-minded friendships that challenge you to grow. Your social circle often includes travelers, scholars, entrepreneurs, and risk takers. You naturally connect with people from different cultures, belief systems, and backgrounds. Many of your friendships form around travel, education, or shared intellectual interests. You don't do clingy, restrictive friendships. You thrive on relationships that allow independence and personal growth. You love friends who introduce you to new ideas, new places, and new experiences. Routine or overly emotional friendships may feel stifling or overwhelming to you. Sagittarius energy is blunt and truthful, so you appreciate friends who say it like it is. You prefer honest, straightforward conversations over emotional drama. If you feel a friend is too sensitive or needy, you may feel pressured or frustrated. You may have many friends in different places, but few long-term, deeply rooted connections. You enjoy meeting new people and forming quick, fun connections, but you may struggle with maintaining friendships over time. Some friendships may feel seasonal, perfect for a certain phase of life, but not meant to last forever. You're drawn to philosophical, spiritual, or intellectually stimulating people. Your best friends are those who challenge your beliefs and push you toward personal growth. A friendship that feels too predictable or repetitive can become boring quickly. Now, while Sagittarius energy makes you exciting, inspiring, and adventurous, it can also create inconsistent friendships, commitment issues, and struggles with emotional depth. Because Sagittarius values freedom over obligation, you may attract friends who are unreliable or non-committal. Some friends may cancel plans last minute, disappear for months, or only show up when it's convenient for them. You may become frustrated with friends who can't keep their word or follow through on commitments. You love fun, engaging, and high-energy friendships, but some may feel shallow or lacking emotional connection. Some friends may be exciting to be around, but unwilling to open up emotionally. When friendships become too serious or emotional, you may feel uncomfortable and pull away. You crave freedom and independence, so you may resist deeply committing to long-term friendships. If a friend becomes too dependent on you, you may subconsciously distance yourself. Some friendships may end because you avoid emotional responsibility or deep connection. Now, Sagittarius is known for brutal honesty, which can sometimes come off as insensitive or tactless. So you may accidentally offend people by being too blunt or dismissing their emotions. Learning when to be direct and when to be compassionate is key for maintaining close friendships. You may form quick, intense friendships only for them to fade as you move on to the next adventure. Some people may feel hurt or abandoned when you move on without looking back. Learning how to maintain long-term connections without feeling trapped is an important lesson for you. Now, there are some karmic lessons that are associated with having Sagittarius in your 11th house. Your friendships aren't just about fun. They are meant to teach you the balance between freedom and commitment, honesty and sensitivity, adventure and emotional connection. The first lesson is real friendships require effort and consistency. While it's great to have a wide network, true friendships need time and effort to grow. Instead of always seeking new connections, nurture the ones that truly matter. The next lesson is honesty is powerful, but so is compassion. Being direct is a strength, but not everyone can handle blunt truth without emotional sensitivity. Learning how to communicate with care can deepen your friendships and prevent unnecessary conflicts. The third lesson is freedom and commitment can coexist. You don't have to choose between being free and having deep friendships. Healthy friendships allow independence while still providing emotional connection. And the fourth lesson is don't run away from emotional intimacy. If a friendship starts feeling too serious or emotional, don't automatically distance yourself. Vulnerability doesn't mean losing your freedom. It means deepening your connections. Now, if your friendships feel scattered, inconsistent, or lacking depth, here are some red flags for you to look out for when it comes to friendships. Friends who disappear for long periods without explanation. Feeling disconnected from your social circle because everything stays surface level. Avoiding deep emotional conversations in favor of keeping things fun. Constantly chasing new friendships instead of maintaining existing ones. Or accidentally hurting friends with blunt words or lack of sensitivity. If these types of patterns keep repeating, it's time to refocus your social energy on attracting friendships that are both exciting and emotionally fulfilling. Now, to begin to attract soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Sagittarius, the first step is to find friends who value both freedom and loyalty. Look for people who love adventure, but also know how to show up when it matters. Notice who respects your independence while still investing in the friendship. Next is to deepen existing friendships instead of always seeking new ones. Instead of always chasing new social experiences, take time to nurture deeper bonds. True friendships don't need constant excitement, they need consistency. Next is to balance honesty with sensitivity. You don't have to hold back your truth, but learn to deliver it with kindness and tact. People appreciate your honesty more when it's paired with empathy. And learn to stay present in friendships. Avoid the urge to detach or disappear when things get too real. Stay present, even when friendships require emotional investment. Write down exactly what kind of friendships that you desire, such as those that are expansive, adventurous, but also deeply connected. Let go of flaky friendships with this simple affirmation. I release friendships that feel fleeting, and I attract friendships that are both adventurous and deeply connected. Take action. Invest time in friendships that bring both freedom and emotional fulfillment. Your greatest strength in friendships is your sense of adventure, wisdom, and ability to inspire others. But your biggest challenge is learning how to balance freedom with deep emotional connection. Choose friendships that are both exciting and meaningful. Learn to nurture long-term connections without feeling trapped. And balance blunt honesty with emotional awareness. If this resonated, definitely drop me a comment and let me know. And be sure to like, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more. And if this really hit home, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. I'd love to help you tap into your power. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. If Capricorn rules your 11th house, friendships and social dynamics revolve around stability, loyalty, and long-term growth. The 11th house governs your aspirations, friend groups, and networks. And with Capricorn here, you take friendships seriously, valuing quality over quantity. Your social circle often includes hardworking, disciplined, and high-achieving individuals. You're drawn to friends who are reliable, serious about their goals, and focused on success. Many of your friendships may form through work, business, or professional networking. You don't waste time on shallow connections. If someone is in your life, they've earned it. You're not interested in temporary friendships. You build long-term bonds that withstand time and distance. Once you consider someone a true friend, you are loyal for life, but it takes time for you to fully trust. You prefer friendships that feel purposeful, productive, and mutually beneficial. You enjoy being connected to people who push you toward your goals, rather than those who waste time. You are selective about who you allow into your social circle. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Friends may often come to you for advice, guidance, or wisdom. You may be seen as the responsible one in your friend group, the one who always has a plan. Even when you were younger, you likely felt more mature than your peers and preferred the company of older, more experienced individuals. You don't forgive flakiness, disloyalty, or irresponsibility easily. If a friend disrespects or betrays you, they are likely cut off for good. You may have high expectations in friendships. You expect others to be just as reliable and committed as you are. Now, while Capricorn energy makes you loyal, wise, and a powerful friend, it can also create isolation, strict standards, and difficulty forming deep emotional connections. You are constantly evolving and leveling up, which means some friendships naturally fall away. You may struggle with keeping friends who don't match your ambition or work ethic. It can feel lonely when you realize many people aren't as serious about their future as you are. Capricorn energy is practical, not emotional, so you may struggle to express vulnerability in friendships. You may keep your personal struggles private, making it hard for friends to truly connect with you. Some friends may feel like you're distant, emotionally guarded, or all business, no feelings. You have high standards, which is great, but sometimes they may be too rigid. You may judge people based on their work ethic, status, or level of responsibility before allowing them into your life. Some meaningful friendships may be missed because they don't fit your ideal, successful image. Because you're often well connected and successful, some people may befriend you for personal gain. So you may attract social climbers who see you as a stepping stone rather than a real friend. It can be difficult to trust people's intentions, leading to skepticism and social withdrawal. You are naturally responsible and structured, but this can make friendships feel too serious or transactional. You may struggle with letting loose, having fun, and enjoying friendships for the sake of joy rather than productivity. Some friends may feel like you're too rigid or work-focused to truly connect on a lighthearted level. Now, having Capricorn in your 11th house does come with some karmic lessons. Your friendships aren't just social connections. They are spiritual lessons in loyalty, balance, and learning to embrace joy. The first lesson is not everyone has to match your level of success. Some friends may not be as driven or ambitious as you, but that doesn't mean that they lack value. Learn to appreciate people for who they are, not just what they achieve. The next lesson is vulnerability strengthens friendships, not weakens them. You don't always have to be the strong one in friendships. It's okay to let people in and show your softer side. True friends will respect and honor your emotions, not see them as a weakness. The third lesson is friendships are about connection, not productivity. Not every friendship needs to be useful in a practical sense. Some friendships exist simply to bring happiness, laughter, and emotional fulfillment. And the fourth lesson is quality over quantity, but don't isolate yourself. Being selective about friendships is a strength, but be mindful of shutting people out too quickly. Allow space for unexpected friendships that may bring unexpected joy. Now, if your friendships feel distant, overly serious, or unfulfilling, here are some red flags for you to watch out for. Feeling like you always outgrow friends and struggle to maintain long-term connections. Keeping emotional walls up and not letting friends truly know you. Only valuing friendships that align with business, success, or long-term goals. Feeling used for your knowledge, status, or resources. Or struggling to have fun in friendships without an underlying purpose. If these patterns keep repeating, it's time to refocus your social energy on attracting friendships that bring both stability and emotional connection. Now, to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Capricorn, the first step is to choose friends who bring stability and emotional depth. Seek friendships that feel reliable, but also emotionally fulfilling. True friends will be there for you, not just admire your achievements. Next is to open up and let people see the real you. You don't have to prove your worth through success. Just being yourself is enough. Allow friends to support you emotionally, not just professionally. Next is to balance work with play in friendships. Not every friendship needs to be goal-oriented. Some exist simply for joy, fun, and laughter. Give yourself permission to relax and enjoy your friendships without an agenda. And let go of skepticism and trust friendships that feel genuine. If you always question people's motives, you may push away genuine connections. Trust your intuition. Not everyone is trying to use you. Write down exactly what kind of friendships you desire, such as loyal, emotionally fulfilling, and stable. Let go of transactional friendships with this simple affirmation. I release friendships that feel like business deals, and I attract friendships that bring true emotional connection. Take action. Invest time in friendships that feel real, not just productive. Your greatest strength in friendships is your loyalty, wisdom, and long-term commitment. But your biggest challenge is learning how to let people in emotionally and embrace friendships that bring joy, not just stability. Choose friendships that feel both reliable and emotionally nourishing. Allow yourself to have fun in friendships without always being the mentor. True friendships aren't just built on success. They're built on shared emotions and trust. If this resonated for you, be sure to drop me a comment and let me know. And of course, be sure to like, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more. And if this really hit home for you, be sure to check out my offerings below. I'd love to help you step more into your power. Thanks so much for watching. If Aquarius rules your 11th house, your friendships and social connections revolve around individuality, innovation, and shared ideals. The 11th house is over your friend groups, your aspirations, and your social networks. And with Aquarius here, you seek friendships that are unconventional, intellectually stimulating, and centered around a greater purpose. Your social circle often includes rebels, visionaries, intellectuals, and free thinkers. You may be drawn to people who are innovative, ahead of their time, or involved in humanitarian causes. Many of your friendships are based on ideas, shared ideals, and a desire to change the world. You value collective energy and group dynamics rather than one-on-one emotional bonds. You may feel more comfortable in social movements, activist groups, or creative collectives rather than intimate friendships. Traditional, needy friendships may feel restrictive or suffocating to you. You bring new ideas, deep discussions, and fresh perspectives to your friendships. People come to you for insight on the future, technology, philosophy, and societal issues. You often inspire friends to think differently or question the status quo. You don't need constant emotional support or validation in friendships. You seek intellectual engagement and shared interests. If a friendship becomes too emotionally heavy or dependent, you may feel the need to create distance. You bond best with people who challenge your thinking and expand your worldview. You need friends who respect your independence and don't expect constant closeness. You prefer friendships where each person is free to be themselves without judgment or pressure. Social conformity or cliquish behavior turns you off. You value friendships that celebrate uniqueness. Now, while Aquarius energy makes you forward-thinking, independent, and socially innovative, it can also create emotional detachment, isolation, and struggles with belonging. You may often feel like you don't truly fit in with any friend group. Even when surrounded by people, you may experience a deep sense of detachment or aloneness. You crave connection, but also fear losing your individuality in a group. You may enjoy socializing and exchanging ideas, but struggle with emotional vulnerability in friendships. Friends may feel like you are distant, hard to read, or emotionally unavailable. You may avoid intimate emotional conversations and prefer friendships that are more intellectual than personal. Because you love unique and unconventional people, you may attract friends who are unreliable, detached, or inconsistent. Some friendships may be exciting but short lived, as people come and go suddenly in your life. You might have a hard time forming deep, long term connections because of your need for independence. You don't like rules, expectations, or obligations in friendships, but this can lead to a lack of stable, long lasting bonds. If friendships start feeling too structured or predictable, you may distance yourself. Commitment in friendships can feel like a restriction rather than a comfort. You may be deeply invested in social movements or intellectual pursuits, but struggle with one-on-one intimacy in your friendships. Some people may feel like they know your mind, but not your heart. Friendships can feel inspirational, but emotionally disconnected. Now, there are some karmic lessons that are associated with having Aquarius in your 11th house. Your friendships aren't just about connection. They are lessons in balancing individuality with belonging, freedom with emotional depth. The first lesson is you don't have to choose between independence and connection. True friendships allow you to be yourself without feeling trapped. You can have deep, meaningful friendships while still maintaining your freedom. The second lesson is friendships require emotional presence, not just intellectual stimulation. People don't just want your ideas. They want to feel emotionally connected to you. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and share your emotions, not just your mind. The third lesson is being different doesn't mean you don't belong. You may often feel like an outsider, but your uniqueness is what makes you valuable in your friendships. True friendships will embrace your individuality, not require you to conform. And your fourth lesson is freedom in friendships doesn't mean avoiding commitment. You can have long-lasting friendships without feeling restricted. The best friendships support your need for space while still being reliable and consistent. Now, if your friendships feel distant, unstable, or disconnected, here are some red flags for you to be aware of. Feeling like no one truly gets you, even when you have many friends. Keeping friendships intellectual but avoiding emotional closeness. Attracting unreliable, unpredictable, or flaky friends. Feeling disconnected from traditional friend groups or social structures, as well as preferring group dynamics over deep one-on-one connections. If these patterns keep repeating, it's time to refocus your energy on attracting friendships that provide both freedom and depth. Now, to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Aquarius, the first step is to choose friends who accept you for your individuality. Seek out people who embrace your uniqueness rather than trying to change you. Your best friendships will allow you to be your full, authentic self. Make space for emotional intimacy, not just mental stimulation. True friendships aren't just about shared ideas. They require emotional connection. Open up to people who genuinely care about your well-being, not just your thoughts. Find stability without losing your freedom. Not all friendships need to be chaotic or unpredictable to be exciting. Allow some stability and commitment in friendships without fearing restriction. And let go of the fear of being too different to belong. You don't have to change who you are to fit in. Your soul tribe will love you just as you are. Trust that your uniqueness is exactly what makes you valuable in friendships. You can let go of surface level friendships with this simple affirmation. I release friendships that feel disconnected, and I attract friendships that embrace my individuality while offering deep emotional connection. Be sure that you take action. Invest time in friendships that feel both freeing and meaningful. Your greatest strength in friendships is your visionary mind, originality, and ability to see the bigger picture. But your biggest challenge is learning how to embrace emotional depth without feeling restricted. Choose friendships that celebrate your uniqueness and allow real emotional connection. Let go of the fear that belonging means losing your individuality. Friendships should feel like a shared journey, not just a mental playground. The right friendships won't require you to fit in. They'll allow you to stand out while still feeling deeply connected. If this resonated for you, be sure to let me know in the comments. And of course, be sure to share this with someone who could also use this message, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, just wait until you see what happens when you get personalized insight based on your specific chart. That's when everything really starts to click. So be sure to check out my offerings below. I'd love to guide you. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for watching. If Pisces rules your 11th house, your friendships and social dynamics revolve around emotional connection, spirituality, and the unseen bonds that tie people together. The 11th house governs your friend groups, networks, and social aspirations. And with Pisces here, you seek deep, soulful friendships that feel fated and almost otherworldly. Your social circle often includes healers, creatives, empaths, and dreamers. You're drawn to people who are deeply intuitive, emotionally connected, and who understand life on a spiritual level. Many of your friendships may have a soulmate or past life energy, feeling fated and profound. You don't just befriend people. You merge with them emotionally. You crave deep, meaningful friendships where emotions are fully shared and understood. A friend's pain often feels like your own, and you may naturally absorb their energy. You bring a gentle, compassionate energy to friendships, always offering emotional support. People come to you when they need comfort, understanding, or someone who truly gets them. You may attract people who are lost, struggling, or in need of healing, sometimes at your own expense. Some friends may come and go like waves, disappearing without closure. You may go through phases of having a large social group, then periods of deep solitude. Friendships feel fated, but not always permanent, as many serve a spiritual or karmic purpose for you. You feel deeply connected to artists, musicians, mystics, and people who live outside societal norms. Friendships based on spirituality, intuition, or shared artistic expression feel the most fulfilling. Traditional, overly structured friendships may feel limiting or uninspiring to you. While Pisces energy makes you deeply compassionate, intuitive, and spiritually connected, it can also create illusions, emotional drain, and difficulty maintaining stable friendships. Because you are so open-hearted and forgiving, you may attract friends who are inconsistent, unreliable, or who take advantage of your kindness. Some friends may disappear when you need them most, leaving you feeling abandoned. You may attract friends who struggle with addiction, escapism, or chaos, unconsciously trying to save them. You may become so emotionally invested in others that you lose your own sense of self. If a friend is struggling, you may take on their pain as if it's your own. Setting boundaries can be difficult, leading to friendships where you give more than you receive. You may idealize friendships, only to feel deeply disappointed when people don't meet your expectations. Some friends may mislead you, lie, or take advantage of your trusting nature. Learning to see people for who they truly are, rather than who you wish they were, is key. Because your friendships are so deep and spiritually connected, you may feel like no one truly understands you. If you've been hurt in friendships, you may retreat into solitude, avoiding social interactions altogether. You may feel like you're always the one giving, but rarely receiving the same depth of care in return. If friendships feel unstable or painful, you may retreat into daydreaming, spiritual escapism, or unhealthy coping mechanisms. You may fantasize about ideal friendships, rather than taking action to form real, fulfilling connections. Avoiding reality prevents you from addressing unhealthy patterns in your friendships. Now, there are some karmic lessons that are associated with having Pisces in your 11th house. Your friendships aren't just about social connections. They are karmic lessons in boundaries, self-worth, and learning to give without losing yourself. The first lesson is not everyone deserves access to your energy. Just because someone needs help doesn't mean it's your job to save them. Learn to recognize when a friendship is uplifting versus when it's draining you. The second lesson is trust actions over words and don't ignore red flags. If someone's actions don't match their words, believe the actions. Stop seeing people for who you want them to be. See them for who they truly are. The third lesson is boundaries are not rejection, they are protection. Saying no to draining friendships doesn't make you unkind, it protects your peace. True friendships will respect your need for space and emotional well-being. And the fourth lesson is you deserve friends who give as much as you do. Friendships should be mutual, not one-sided. You don't have to constantly sacrifice your needs just to keep others comfortable. Now, if your friendships feel draining, confusing, or full of illusions, here are some red flags for you to be on the lookout for. Friends who always need help but never offer support in return. Constantly excusing a friend's bad behavior because you see their potential. Feeling emotionally exhausted after spending time with certain people. Being ghosted, abandoned, or let down repeatedly. Having a hard time setting boundaries or saying no to friends. If these types of patterns keep repeating, it's time to step back and invite in friendships that honor your energy and your emotional well-being. Now, to begin to attract more soul-aligned friendships, having your 11th house in Pisces, the first step is to choose friends who uplift you, not drain you. Look for friendships that inspire and nurture your spirit, not just ones where you play the caretaker. Your ideal friends will respect your energy and give as much as they take. Next is to learn to say no without guilt. You don't have to rescue every struggling friend. Some people must heal on their own. Prioritize your well being before being the fixer in friendships. Next is to balance spiritual and real world friendships. While you may connect deeply with spiritual or artistic friends, also seek practical, grounded friendships that provide stability. Friendships based on both inspiration and reliability are key. Next is to trust your intuition and also look at the facts. Your intuition is powerful, so don't ignore red flags in your friendships. If someone repeatedly disappoints or deceives you, trust what you see. Let go of draining friendships with this simple affirmation. I release friendships that deplete me, and I attract friendships that support and uplift my soul. Take action by creating boundaries and seek out relationships that nurture and strengthen you. Your greatest strength in friendships is your deep empathy, spiritual insight, and ability to create soul-level connections. But your biggest challenge is learning how to protect your energy, set boundaries, and attract friendships that truly uplift you. Choose friendships that feel both soulful and stable. Let go of one-sided friendships that drain your energy. True friendships don't require self-sacrifice. They support your growth. If this resonated for you, definitely let me know in the comments. And of course, be sure to like, share this with those who can also benefit from this message, and subscribe for more. And if you're ready to move to the next level and really transform, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. I'd love to guide you through your process. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you for watching.